Hello students, I am Dr. PC Cambodia, Associate Professor in the Department of English, BSR Government Arts College, Alwar, Rajasthan. This video is for the students of MA Final English Literature Paper First, Principles of Criticism. In this video, we discuss the role of the cultural theorist in the empire writes back, that was the time of colonization and decolonization. The cultural theorist, they knew that the races, maybe the minority race or the majority race, they were struggling very hard in order to gain their freedom, and they had their own interest. The colonizers were not ready for decolonization or to grant freedom to those countries. There were several regions that declared in African continent as independent. Say for example, Rhodesia, named as Zimbabwe, Morocco, Mali, and so many other countries, whether they were on the coastal lines or whether they had their interior location, they were fed up of the European colonizers, and a struggle developed. As a result of that struggle, bloodshed and violence was there. One of the major cultural theorists, Frantz Fanon, was born in Martinican Islands. Martinican Islands, they are surrounded by the Caribbean islands. When Frantz Fanon, who was around 21 years of age, saw a major change. What was the change? The change was that the persons living at Martinican Islands, they declared themselves free from the colonizers who were the French. The French were not ready. The French military in more number was there. They started their operations. Several persons were killed and injured. It created a terror in the mind of the natives who were living in Martinican Islands. So, this cultural theorist, Frantz Fanon, was really afraid, and he started working on his own theories. Of course, later on, he migrated to the countries that were there in north coastal Africa and started working as a psychiatrist. He developed his theory about the changed identity and original identity. He tried to study what changes were brought in when a person was brought from his own country to the other countries of the European places. He bases his study on the black race, maybe the Martinican persons who were brought to the French area, that is France country. They carried their black identity, but later on they were brought up in between the etiquettes, manner, and language of the white. So he kept on developing his theory, and he wrote a book, Black Skin and White Mask. Of course, this book was available in 1986 in English also, and this great cultural theorist advises that the persons of different races, different identities should live together peacefully, and there should be harmony and love. Of course, the process like colonization should not develop. It was based on the economic theories, but humanity is supreme. And humanity should be kept in mind rather than the politics of power or rather than the economy, who helps to have a full progress of these countries. So in the book Black Skin and White Masks, his pieces of advice are really golden. Of course, people raise their objections against his theory and they say that he was a psychiatrist, he was not an educationist, so his theories may not be believed, but after all, his work is praiseworthy and it could be relied upon for particular areas. And so is the other cultural theorist, Homi K. Bhabha. He was born in India and he left India and he studied in England and thereafter he left England and became a professor in the United States of America. He has also worked a lot regarding the time of colonization and decolonization and how different races they came up, what were the changes that kept on influencing people as a result of colonization and also as a result of decolonization. All these theorists are working very well even to know the impacts which are still keeping on influencing as a result of decolonization. And our great leader Mahatma Gandhi, he also worked a lot in order to save humanity. And he worked not only in India and he worked as a social reformer in South Africa. He went over there in order to be a lawyer for a Muslim family that was fighting for their legal rights. But as soon as the case was resolved, he stayed over there. Of course, he was alone in the very beginning, but people came with him and he was known over there as a social reformer. Of course, he didn't develop any of such cultural theory, but his contribution is praiseworthy and it cannot be forgotten in times of colonization and in times of decolonization. He is a leader not only here in India, but he is known worldwide. It was because of his influence that we could get freedom. It was only because of his influence in South Africa that several practices which were unfortunate for the Indians who were living over there or the South Africans who were living over there known as black persons, and it was because of his great effort that there were several reforms and the Britishers over there had to withdraw from their habits which were not supporting against the black. What we see is that all these cultural theorists and social reformers, they worked very well, and it is because of their influence that the process of colonization ended and decolonization started, and decolonization also had its impact on literature. If we want to study the impact of decolonization, then here in India, R.K. Narayan's literature is available in form of fiction. Several writers of the other countries have also quoted the literature of R.K. Narayan and how it changed because of decolonization. So, decolonization is also important from the point of view of literary studies. So, this Empire Writes Back reminds us of all those changes that were brought in literature, may it be the development of the black models of writing or the white models of writing or Negro movement or the movements that were there which finally led to decolonization. Thank you so much. We shall be taking some other topic from the syllabus in our next video class.